All right, Battle Boxers, we got our first box of the summer, and this thing is stinking huge. So let's open this thing up and see what came this month. What's up, guys? Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Battlebox unboxing, a giant box this month. If you're unfamiliar with Battlebox, somehow the OG outdoor survival gear, prepping gear kind of subscription thing, comes in 4 different flavors. There's a basic box that just has a little bit of stuff in it, going all the way up to a Pro Plus box, which has a ton of stuff in it, and normally a knife of the month. That's the thing that we unbox on this channel. Anyway, if you want to get the subscription for yourself, you can follow the link on the screen or down in the description, and hopefully save yourself a little bit of money. I'm going to try to get into this thing. It is absolutely giant. I did see a bit of a spoiler saying it has something to do with cooking, but honestly, I don't know what is going to be in this, so we'll be discovering this live together. Here we go. Try to open it up. Okay, so let me see if I can get this on camera here. We got something big and orange. I wonder if everything's just packed. Nope, it's not all packed into one thing. Okay, here's the guide. Mission Brief 124. Theme, ooh, okay. Theme is Feast or Famine, so food, cooking related. Lots of goodies in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do, since this is so giant, is pull this out and we'll go through it item by item. So here we go. All right, got everything out. Absolutely jam-packed box with a lot of really big items and stuff too. So this will be fun to look through. Okay, we're gonna start with the basic box. Which have these descriptions always been here? I don't feel like I've noticed this before. Just the essentials, no fluff. First up, we have Honey Badger's Bee Farm Cowboy Coffee. Okay, I haven't heard of this. It says it's raw honey infused with dark roast coffee beans, giving you natural sugar and caffeine and 1 wild spoonful. Okay, what is this? This is like honey mixed with coffee. What in the world is this? All right, I'm super curious. I may have to take a taste here. Let's open this up and see together. Never heard of anything even like this, so very intrigued. You got 10 ounces of it. Let's see, it's probably all sealed up. It said honey and coffee all together. You get a little bit of caffeine and stuff. Okay, so I got a little dab here on the lid. It was surprisingly good. I don't know the context of like, what do you put this on? Yeah, it says smeared on trail food, if shelf stable, 20-year shelf life. Smells fantastic. Smells more like coffee than anything, but you get that honey flavor on it. That's wild. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. That was just a quick taste. I'm gonna seal this back up because I feel like if this leaks out, it's gonna get everywhere. But with just getting a quick taste, that may be the most interesting and maybe tastiest food item we've ever had in this subscription, or maybe any of these boxes. That's wild. Okay, no idea that stuff even existed. Very cool. Okay, we're gonna keep going. To be honest, it's gonna be hard to top that. That stuff's pretty good. Next up from Speed Hook, we have an emergency fishing and hunting kit somewhere. Let's see. Okay, down here at the bottom. I still got more of the stuff on my fingers. Man, okay, that stuff's good. So emergency fishing kit, which basically probably just means like hooks and line and stuff like that. We'll take this out here and let's see, that's exactly what it is. We got some instructions. Oh yeah, some ideas of how to use this stuff. And then our supplies are kind of tucked here down inside this paperwork, I guess. Yeah, okay, even has like little grubs and stuff. But we got some fishing line, we've got hooks, we've got, I don't know if it's like a makeshift pole. There's like a bunch of little parts on this. You can kind of get a better look at it. I don't want to accidentally drop it into this pile of stuff here, but I guess you can get a little bit of an overview. So we got a trap, bait, adjustment tool. Interesting. Let's see what the guide says in this. It's normally military issued. Okay, that's interesting. Tossed it in water or bait it for small critters like a trap and it does the rest. So that's probably more along the lines of the stuff you'd expect to see in a battle box. Maybe not this crazy honey coffee stuff. I'm having a hard time getting past that, guys. Okay, I do like having that. Throw that in your emergency kit. And it's probably a good idea to actually get something like that and practice with it before you, like, your life is depending on it. But if you have any sort of fishing skills or knowledge anyway, probably a good thing to look at. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Something I'm familiar with from UCO, the Switch Sport. And this looks like a little kit version of this. So we got like this unique clasp system here. I've had some of these before. You just kind of thread this through the packaging. So I took this out here. So I've seen the version of this that's like an all-in-one combo, but this actually gives you more pieces. I'm used to just having like the single solitary tool. So you actually get a fork, plus a spoon, plus a knife. It's just got, you know, some gentle serrations on there. But a pretty cool little kit, especially it's very light. It is, you know, it's plastic, but it's like tough plastic. Like this stuff, I think the one of these I had before, I'm honestly not sure where it's at now, so I'm glad I got another one, but these things last forever. And even this little cinch up system is pretty nice just to be able to snap stuff in place. So yeah, when you're going, cleaning up, you just kind of pop it back here together, run the little shot cord through it, and you have a nice little bundle. So Last but not least, big basic box this month. We have a dehydrated meal. This is ReadyWise, but this is a pro meal. So it's a premium edition country style chicken pot pie. So we got chicken with a buttery biscuit, dumplings, and classic vegetables. I'll be honest, and this may be sacrilege to some of you, I'm not a huge chicken pot pie kind of guy, mostly because I don't like peas. I'm just kind of picky like that. This actually looks pretty good, and it's got a bunch of different veggies and stuff in there, and I guess if you're in the backcountry, everything tastes good. That does look good, at least in the picture. So 900 calories per pouch, 10-minute cook time, 30 grams of protein. Kind of one of these things, you just open it up, pour some hot water in there, stir it a little bit and let it sit for about 10 minutes. I feel like all these, they used to be pretty much the same combination of things, mostly chili mac. I feel like maybe 10 or 20 years ago, and there's been like this renaissance lately where there's just a huge assortment of options in this space. So I always like getting food, although I'm gonna say the cowboy coffee thing is even more exciting. But all right, there we go. That's a pretty good little basic box. We're gonna move right along to advanced. Again, the description here, which I swear I haven't noticed these before. Step it up a notch. So we got this FlexWare sink, and we got this UST lantern here. So we'll look at them one by one. So if you've ever had like a collapsible bucket, this is the same idea, but in sink form. So it's not all that heavy. It does have handles, which I like. But you can probably make, it says 16 liters. Let's see, we're gonna pop this out. So there we go. Like if you have a camper, you know like how much you can use something like this. You're probably not like putting this in your backpack or anything, but if you're a car camper, just having a big thing that you can, clean up dishes and do stuff with, but really all sorts of little tasks you can do with a sink like this, from fishing stuff to just other little camp cleaning tasks. But cool, it does collapse really good. You can see how deep it is. It kind of sucks. I'm so close to this with my camera here. But collapses right back down. It's got a nice plastic bottom, and even though this is kind of a rubberized little flexible material there, it is thick and sturdy, so that should last you a long time, unless you leave these out in the sun. Cool product. And then next up from UST, we have the 30-day Duro Lantern. So we got some stats here on the side. 1,000 lumens is pretty bright. 400 lumens on cool white. That is kind of interesting that it has a spec for like the color temperature as well as how long it'll last. IPX4 rated, so it can get wet. 1.9 pounds. Powered, it looked like by D batteries. That's the only part, a little bit of a bummer. Sometimes it's nice to see rechargeable things. I feel like D batteries are just one of those things I cannot keep around my house. Let's take a quick look at this. All right, so we do have a pretty rugged little lantern body here, nice and rubberized. We have hooks on both sides, so you got your typical kind of hanging hook. Then you also have a little hook here in the bottom. I guess maybe if you're using this inside of a tent and you wanted more of a like hanging light or globe thing, that's a kind of a good look for that. And let's take a look, I guess, yeah. So you got your battery compartment down there, 3 D cells. Only drawback to that, but it's because of that you're getting 1,000 lumens and a pretty awesome rugged little lantern. It's got rubber bumpers all over this thing, so when it inevitably gets knocked down or the wind comes and knocks it off a table or something like that, you're good to go. Although it's actually really grippy in the bottom, so it's probably not going to go anywhere. I do like that. Really good basic and advanced box combo this month. Those are some solid items there. So there you go. From UST, we've got 1,000 lumen lantern, and let's keep moving. Again, lots of stuff. Okay, so this may be a first for any of these subscriptions I've received. I think this is like an entire vacuum sealing system, which doesn't seem like that'd be possible to get in one of these boxes. So from Greater Goods, a vacuum sealer machine. Seal wild game, dry goods, leftovers, nuts. And by the way, the Pro Box category is Preserve the Feast. So it is box specific. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm not all that familiar with these, but this does seem like at first glance like a heck of a pro item. So we have the Greater Goods all-in sealer system. Let's open this seal and just take a quick peek at it here. That's one of those things we could probably spend an entire video just learning how to use this thing. All right, so that is pretty cool. It says for a happier, healthy kitchen. You kind of can't see that off the camera here to the side. We've got, I guess, some literature on how to use it, a QR code explaining the details and stuff, and like a whole lot of things here. So we got several sealing bags. I'm not really sure how many that comes with. And the unit itself here, there's so many honestly, so many little parts to this, we may just have to look at the guide for the sake of this unboxing. So you can kind of see down buried in here in this little plastic here, we have the unit itself, and then you have, I guess, like a whole system for where you roll stuff out and set things up. I am curious. Let's see, we'll look at our paperwork and see if it has any details on this stuff, warranty stuff. I mean, this is like a legit product. This is not just like some knockoff thing. This is the real deal. Yeah, look at this guide. So it comes with the sealer. It says a roll on us, power cord, valve hose, storage bag for your unit here, and just all sorts of details on how to use this thing. So this is legit, man. Okay, unexpected, I feel like, for Battlebox. This is, I don't think, as long as I've been getting this and other subscriptions in similar spaces and stuff, I don't think I've seen anybody attempt to send us like a full food sealing system. And nevertheless, not even on like their highest level box too. This is the Pro box, which is awesome and normally comes with cool stuff, but to that degree is wild, man. All right. Last but not least, I said in the Pro Plus box, we normally get a knife or something sharp, and it looks like we got, if I'm seeing this right, it looks like we got a whole lot of something sharp. So it says for Pro Plus, where precision meets preparation, it looks like a combination thing between Ruck and River and the rolls from Dead Fish. So let's look at this. It looks like it has a ton of stuff in this kit here. All right, so here's our packaging. We have to scoot this sealer off over to the side. Let's open this up and get some plastic off of it. All right, so a big old kit. It's called the Kusa knife set. It looks like we get a roll and all sorts of little kitchen knives and everything. So you got a straight up camping kitchen in this month's box between the sinks and meals and vacuum sealers and all that stuff. All right, so look at this. We got our nice roll, almost, I think it's like a waxed canvas. That's cool. Got our clasps here. And then let's roll this out. Good night. All right, tons of stuff. Gosh, we got like a sharpening brick up here. Let's look at each of these. Lots of different knives here, all of which individually packaged. Okay, they are light, which I like, and very grippy, nice rubberized thing. It's kind of a balance between light, but you can tell they're well made, like it's not flimsy. Are nice and sharp out of the box here. Okay, let's kind of look one by one. I should probably look at the description here and see what we got in this thing. Okay, so we got the Granton Butcher, a straight boning knife, a curved boning knife, deep-bellied skinner, a drop point blade, and a two-stage sharpener. So you got your little carbide sharpener thing. Up here is like a little bonus, which you really, for this sort of thing, is probably fine. If you keep like pocket knives and stuff, do something better. Do a work sharp sharpener versus something like this. Yeah, look at all these blades. Let's go look at the big boy first. Has that same kind of construction. Nice little, what do they call those, bloodlines built into that. This helps it go through meat and stuff very well when you're getting slicey. Also looks like a tiny little machete. That's kind of fun. But then we got all of our different filleting knives and boning knives and everything. Goodness gracious. So not only are you getting one sharp thing, you're getting mucho sharp things this month. Little protective stuff in there. I can't get over, these grips really are nice. They got room for lanyards. I'm not sure what purpose you'd have for putting lanyards on these in this case, unless you just want to make sure you're not dropping these at the campsite. But you have like a whole setup there. Let's see. Gosh, look at that thing. Really long. Do a lot of detail work with that. Got another one here. So I guess this is supposed to be like the drop point all utility thing, the first knife we looked at. God, that's a heck of a knife set. Okay, so that's cool. You also get, looks like a little zip pocket in your roll here. So you got from Dead Fish, this roll and everything. You got from Ruck and River, just kind of an over-the-top knife set. Maybe overall, if you actually like individually pulled all this stuff out, I feel like this may be the most items we've ever received in a box. So that is cool to see. All right, great job, Battlebox. So we've got the Ruck and River Kusa knife set. We've got from Greater Goods a vacuum sealing machine, which is absurd to come in a box. We've got, even if you just got the advanced box, you got some awesome stuff. An LED lantern, a Flexware sink, and in basic down to this crazy cowboy coffee, which I'm amped about, maybe just because I ate some of it. And then this emergency fishing kit and spork, and a good meal, which is buried down here somewhere. So, okay, killer. If you want to get the subscription for yourself, just follow the link on the screen or down in the description. If you want to get some of this stuff coming to you every month, I think you'll have an absolute blast with it. Banger of a box this month. Super, super cool. All right, guys, that's it for this month's unboxing. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton. And subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'll see you guys next time.